Thank you so much, good people of God, my Kenyan fellow servants of God, because we are all stewards, we are all servants of God. We have been chosen with a purpose by God. What I want to speak today is a food for thought, and this food for thought is on the way forward of our nation, because we all matter. We are very great people, and we all matter. Each and every one of us in this nation is a great person, and because of that, we all matter in anything that is going planned or anything that is being planned of this nation, according to the section of the Constitution, according to the preamble of the Constitution, which says that the supremacy belongs to the people, but also that supremacy can be delegated to the leaders that represent us, to the lawmakers in the parliament, and also to the county governments and to the people that we elect. So the people that are there in power, they are our representatives. We elected them. We did our civic rights by electing them. Although there are some people who are Kenyans who have never done election, they have not done their civic rights, and today they keep on complaining that things are bad when they were to decide and they never decided. And some of us in Kenya still, we are very young, we've not even done the elections, and our mouths are very big complaining. I don't say complaining is bad, but what I say is that every choice has consequences. If you do the election, if you accept to elect, the consequences is in accordance to your election. If you fail to elect, also, you've also done election by failing to elect. So the consequences are dire in accordance to your action. Now, the reason why I've decided to come and share my thought, I want to share about two issues. One of the issues is about the responsibility of a member of parliament, the responsibility of the legislature, a member of the legislative house. We know legislative is making of law. So the responsibility of the member of parliament is to make law for this nation. That is one. He represents us in lawmaking. That is the member of parliament, National Assembly. The member of the Senate, we call them senators, but still they are member of the parliament because the parliament of Kenya is bicameral. We have the Senate House and we have the National Assembly. The responsibility of the member of Senate is oversight to the resources that go to the counties, how they are used, and when they are, if they are needed. Okay, and therefore, what will happen is that if they get the oversight of how the resources are used, then the counties are going to develop. That is the work of the senators, according to the Kenyan Constitution. Now, there is what we call our replica of duties. Because the development of the counties are barely meant or are barely the responsibility of the county government. And the county government gets a certain percentage. Constitutionally, it is 15% that should go to the counties for development. The national share of the revenue, 15% should go to the counties for the development. Now, there is what we call a replica of duties. And that is why Kenyans have been taken for a ride for a very long time. When we enacted the Kenyan Constitution 2010, we only left the responsibility of the member of the parliament on legislature alone, not development. But we always see the members of parliament arguing each and every time they keep on arguing that they need to have what we call the National Government Constituency Development Fund. My main question is this: constitutionally, are they supposed to have the CDF, or the CDF kitty is supposed to be given to the governors? Because with the governors, we have the wards. The governor, the county government have what we call the ward representatives. We have the ward managers who are responsible to go back to the community and be able to have meetings with the community. The community decides on the kind of development that is supposed to be done in their wards, and then this is passed by and taken to the county government, and county government now gives funds for that development. We have several wards in the constituency. Therefore, if this fund can be channeled to the county government, the rate of development per constituency would be high because of what? Because it is the responsibility of the county government to develop the communities in their counties from the village level. Now, the member of parliament wants us Kenyans to understand or to take them as the development conscious people. It's not bad. It's okay. Because before the enaction of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, it used to be that the constituencies were to be developed by the members of the parliament from 2002. But with the enactment of the new constitution, their sole responsibility is to make rules and laws that will govern and give an environment of good working spaces or good working environment for every Kenyan, because the law are made in accordance to the society and in accordance to the development of the society. They should be given their own sole responsibility according to the constitution. Let them deal with bringing the bills and making the law that are favorable to the Kenyan citizens. Funding should be directed to the county governments so that Kenyans can be able now to put the county governments into accountability. That is one. The other level of accountability is needed through the central government. Through the central government, from the president to the county director, or what we call the county commissioners, the CC, then the DCC, through the chief, the sub-chief, the village elders, or nyumba kumi. That is the central lineage of the government, where the development should trickle down to the community. And the county government now trickles down development from the governor down to the village representatives. My thought is this: we have so many social organizations. We have the youth groups, we have the women groups, we have the faith-based organizations, the community, the community-based, the CBO community-based organizations. We have non-governmental organizations that are very local within the villages. They should also be put on board. The civil social organizations, they should be put on board to be able to represent the communities, also coming up with ideas and what is needed within the community for development. Because the reason why Kenyans were taken for a ride is because every leader feels that he has the best mind more than other Kenyans, and that he can decide for a project to be done, a place to be funded, a thing to be funded by the county government or any leader, and without consultation from the communities. Someone may give us water But we have a lot of water. We needed only roads. We are left without any aid because we have water and we added more water that is not even necessary. Okay? We needed load to take our produce to market. If we take an example with the Abadeas, with the Nyandarua County, for example, Nyandarua County needs better roads to take the produce to the market. Okay? If you go to Turkana County, Mandera, and other counties on those regions, they also need water, borehole. They need clean water. They need safe water so that they can get water to drink. Okay? And some water to do irrigation. And still they need food. This food from Nyandarua can be taken to those areas. But how can they take this food to those areas with bad loads? And you may decide, you may see somebody wants to say that we want to make dams in Nyandarua so that we can give water to people of Nyandarua. When it is always raining, the water is there, the rivers are there, they are fresh. Huh? Surely. Is water their importance or roads the importance, for example? So that is why we need the community to make decisions. And that's why I say we are great. We are the people who matter. The people on the ground are the ones who matter to make the development of this nation. Therefore, leaders should not take people for a ride and tell people that they have better plans than people on the ground. No, no. It's only that we elect you to be there so that you can carry our banners, so that you can carry our ideas, so that you can implement our ideologies. And these ideologies are the ones that makes policies of development. But I wonder, how can you make policies without consulting the people on the ground? That's why we have disparities all over Kenya, disparities in development. Because in northern part of Kenya, we need, I've said we need something like water. But in Nyandarua, we need roads. So by the time water is there and the community start making their own food, one of the best things that happens is that then you'll be able now to be in a position to connect these places from one place to the other. And when you connect these places from one place to the other, you will have what we call harmonious development. These people will be able to produce a certain product, then the others will be able to produce a certain product. By the time these people are bringing their product to this market, then these other people are also marketing something to this community. And that is why it would be possible to produce from Kenya and buy Kenyan. But you cannot buy Kenyan when products are so limited. They are not even there. They are not even there. And when that is done, Kenyans will be very ready to pay any kind of tax if whatever they pay is being verified by the kind of developments that they see in their areas. Another thought is this one. Do you give a lot of food to where people are many, or do you give a lot of food to where people are few? If you give food to where people are few, you give more food to where people are few, there will always be a wastage. They'll be satisfied and do a wastage. But when you give a lot of food to where people are many, there is possibility that these people will only get satisfied and there is no wastage that is going to be found there. So the criterion of the sharing of the revenue should be common sense. That where people are many, that is where you take a lot of food. When we deal with the support for the vulnerable children, the children homes, normally we get the number of children in the homes. Some homes you'll get they have 50 children, others 30 children, others 15 children, others will have even 10 children. You cannot take amount of food that can be consumed by 50 children to the home where you have only 10 children and where there are 50 children. you take food that can only be consumed by 10 children. It is not logical. So, Kenyans, let us wake up and let us be real in ourselves. Because when we do what is right, when we do what is justice, then we will able to tackle what we call greed. Because greed is simply taking more resources to where there are few people. That is greed. Because they want to use, tamper, and misuse. But taking resources enough to the equal number of people in the area, that is not greed, that is development. So let us differentiate greed and development. When you take more than that you can be able to consume, it means you are greedy. You are gluttonous, you are greedy. You want another person to lack, and you go boasting that you have all. You can get satisfied, you can eat enough, and even throw others out because they are more than enough. And this is why we do not value our taxations. So let us do what is right in the right way. We have seen so many people being greedy on matters of leadership. When an opportunity comes, someone wants to be in government or someone wants to have a position in the government. But his contribution to community is only a fallacy, is only a story, is only nothing. Opportunists. When a simple opportunity comes, you want to be there. You make yourself, you are the whole Kenya. Kenya, we should not accept to be taken for rights. Let us demand our rights according to the Constitution of Kenya 2010, and let us be listened. That is the only thing we want. Any leader across the board, whether religious leader, whether political leaders, whether social organization leaders, we should come down to where the voices of the community are heard, and let us listen keenly and take the right action of moving up together with our community. Let us not leave anyone behind. It's a food for thought. Now, think about that before we meet again. I am your host, Reverend Dr. Mariare Joseph. God bless you.